I'm Sean Kent Hayashi with Saucon Valley Cute and Cuddly Schnauzers, and sometimes a surprise schnoodle. This little girl is a miniature Schnauzer. She is a chocolate color. Some people would call it liver, others would call it brown. She's a gorgeous, rich, dark chocolate color. In this video, I'm going to show you her Embark DNA results. This is my Embark DNA portal that I come into as a breeder. Just so happens that all 4 of the puppies that you see right now are chocolate colored puppies. But today we're going to be talking about Coco. Coco is a miniature Schnauzer. When we click into Coco's report, what we see first is the genetic ancestry results showing that she is a 100% miniature Schnauzer. Coco's results reveal that genetically she is clear for anything that would be a concern related to breeding her. So the Schnauzer-related breed-relevant issues she is clear for, and 271 other issues she is clear for. So in addition to the 3 breed-relevant ones, in the video that I do on her brother, Luca, you will be able to see the descriptions of the 2 issues that aren't really issues at all. So I will defer to that video and we'll jump right into her tree. In this section of the Embark report, we can now begin to look at the traits that would be helpful to understand when we are going to breed her. So these help us to think about what color combinations Coco could produce when she has puppies. So the first thing that we see here is that she has a capital E, and we know that by looking at her because she's dark chocolate color. But she can also produce puppies that would be recessive red. So if I bred her to a little boy who had little e's, they would be able to produce puppies that were red in color as opposed to black or brown in color. And on this K locus, she is KB, KY. Let's talk about that, what that means. So KB means that she is able to produce the dominant black, or another way of thinking about it is the solid color, black or chocolate. Dogs with at least 1 KB allele will usually have solid black or solid brown coats, or maybe even red or cream coats if they are EE, little lowercase here, recessive reds. So regardless of their genotype at the A locus, so you can see here, she's a little different from her brother in this regard. Her full brother is KY, KY, and she is KB, KB. There is some talk among breeders that dogs with this KB can get darker, richer colors, particularly in the reds. I don't know that I have seen scientific information that says that, but I certainly have heard enough breeders say it. Coco shows up as intermediate red on the I locus. And here is her red combination. So again, she has a lot of red in her, and this can help her to produce dogs that could be very dark red. If I were to breed her to a boy who had double reds here on this chromosome 18, we could get dark red puppies. Her type ATAT is not expressed. We have areas of skin and hair that are not lightened, not dilute, not Coco. We know from looking at her with that chocolate color, she has to have 2 lowercase b's. She's not saddle tan. She's going to have puppies that here with this SS like this, she cannot have party colored puppies. So she will only have dogs that would have the solid color or the chocolate and tan color. If I bred her to a black dog, she could have black and silver puppies. No Merrill, no Roan, no Harlequin, no Panda. Other coat traits that show up in the Embark test, you see here all of my dogs are highly furnished, meaning they're going to have a mustache, a beard, eyebrows, a longer coat. They are light shedding, which often people will refer to as non-shedding. Likely to have wavy hair when the hair is grown out. Unlikely to be hairless and not albino. If you've watched my other videos on Embark reports, you know that I regularly say Embark does not get weights. So the predicted adult weights on my dogs are not correct in Embark reports. My dogs are usually significantly, in some cases, smaller. So this says that she will likely be 15 pounds. And based on her growth chart, I would say she'll likely be somewhere between 7 and 10 pounds. You can see here the other types of things that Embark shares as it relates to the traits. Let's look at what would happen if I were to breed Coco to Teddy. Teddy is a black and silver male. We see that their coefficient of inbreeding would likely be around 23%, which is less than the breed average for miniature Schnauzers of 26%. When I enter the data from the Embark results into the Dog Breeder Pro software, I can see what the likely results for puppies are. 18% of the puppies would be dominant, in other words, solid black. 18% would be solid brown. 18% would be black with tan points, and 18% would be brown, chocolate or liver. We could call it any of those with tan points. And then we see that 25% of the puppies would be recessive red. Half of those would have a brown nose, and half of those would have a black nose. Now let's imagine that instead of breeding Coco to a black dog, we bred her to Toffee Maui, who is a recessive red puppy dog. And let's look at what would happen. We see that lots of these puppies are going to be light colored recessive red. So here, 12.5% solid recessive red, 12.5% recessive red, but with a brown nose instead of a black nose. We see recessive red with maybe some minor white, and that usually ends up being some perhaps white on the chest or white on the paws. This is going to be a recessive red, a brown nose, and some minor white. Again, maybe a little bit on the chest, maybe some on the nose. 6.3% of the puppies will be dominant black. 6.3% of the puppies will be solid brown. 6.3% of the puppies would be black and tan. 6.3% of the puppies would be brown and tan. 6.3% would be dominant black with some minor white. 6.3% would be solid brown with some minor white. And then we're going to have the black and tan with minor white and brown and tan with minor white. So these are the options that could result from breeding Maui and Coco to each other. This is a picture of Coco's full brother. I'm going to show you some more pictures of him now. I wanted to show you these pictures so that you could see the difference between chocolate and tan, or chocolate and red, versus solid chocolate like Coco. This little girl, our adorable Miss Coco, has a brother, a full brother, whose name is Luca. In the next video, I'll put it here. Luca, you get to meet him and see his Embark DNA results. This is what my YouTube channel looks like from a laptop or a computer. When you are here, if you click on the playlist button, you will discover that I have lots of playlists that will help you to navigate the 600 plus videos that I have. One of the playlists that I have is specifically about using Embark DNA in breeding puppies. You can click on View Full Playlist here to see the whole playlist. I also have another playlist called A Day in the Life of a Dog Breeder. As a modern dog breeder, I share in this playlist what my life is like. In this playlist, I'm sharing the DNA tools. Check out the playlists as a way to better navigate my 600 plus videos about my life breeding Schnauzers. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. We love sharing our puppies, our dogs, and their Embark DNA results. And we'd love you to join us in our community. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. A thumbs up means the world to us. Thank